It's days like this that you need to be making money because it's clean trend off of our key VWAPs in line with the higher time frame. All the boxes were checked. Now, if you don't know this strategy, I'm going to break it down for you here, but it's also fully recapped in Futures 2.0 on AceFX TV. You can get access to that here. But you can see just one trade. There were plenty of opportunities. I have at least 5 marked off across ES and NQ, but a little less than $1,400 copied to all of my top 1 accounts, right? So I didn't make it all on one trade. Less is more. I'm looking for one solid setup to all my top 1 accounts, copied through Project X here, and go on with my day. So let's go through the first trade idea that we had, which is going to be a long on ES. Actually, I can just pull up the markup of the actual trade that I took. So I took it on ES. We'll go over NQ in a second because that was actually probably the cleaner play of the day, and you'll see why in just a moment. But I'm buying it based off the break of New York VWAP, that buyers are stepping back in. Now, the opening range was formed, and it was pretty bearish. That sellers started the day at 9:30 coming in hot. But I'm not really bearish on the day because let me see if I have a markup of it. Of my 15-minute bias isn't really bearish. Here we go. Then you can see that we're actually bouncing off of this daily VWAP heading into this open that's moving down. It's just a retest to my key level on the 15-minute. So I'm not actually bearish. This is just the pullback in a higher time frame bullish trend where I want to see buyers step in. And this is the first sign of them stepping in with a break above this black New York VWAP. Stop loss has to go at the low a day to give it all that room to continue these higher lows potentially. So I'm not concerned with a break of low a day VWAP there or maybe even there because again, I'm not bearish biased, right? We'll go over the strategy in just a second of why this could have been a short play, but it's leaning long because of this 15-minute on the left, telling me to long it. Buyers are in, buyers are going to be in unless we break for a new low a day. So I have to give that stop all the room, and it finally works itself out. Trading level to level, especially when you're trading mid-range. I'm buying it in the middle, stop loss at the bottom. First exits at the top of that opening range, trading level to level. Yes, it cracked it and went a little bit higher. What's that, 5 points? I do not care. I traded it well, followed my plan level to level, and I get out, and it comes right back down behind the camera here. Would have been a donut if I don't secure profits up there, or would have tagged me out for the rest of my wins, as you can see here. Would have been nothing. So trade a level to level. You could always find other opportunities like there were today, like this one over here. So this was on NQ. Super clean as it made that rip higher at the open. What does it retest? Our key level of New York VWAP. So that VWAP for anyone that's new is anchored to the 9:30 New York Open here. And it's just really telling me that buyers are holding control. This is the key level retest that I want to find where buyers defend it really, really well, as well as that opening range high level when they're right on top of each other. So this idea is a bounce play, right? Because there's no break of a high day VWAP quite yet. This purple VWAP here, no break there either, telling you that buyers are back in. But it is a good bounce play. I actually want to go over the charts for this real quick, just because it might be a little bit cleaner. So we got a lot of drawings on here. Lots of drawings to go over. So the key point on this one, let's just say we buy this bounce here. Stop loss shouldn't be right at that current structure, that tight structure. You want to cover all these pins to the left at previous structure back here, giving it all the room to hold this New York VWAP. The worst thing to do would just be pinned out here when you still want to be long. The trade's not invalidated there. So give it the full stop below all your levels, below all your VWAPs, giving your buyers a chance to hold through. And they do, and you catch a nice win. The worst thing to do would just be take a loss and see it go without you, or take a loss, have to get back in just to recover it when you could have just had a clean winner. Now that's the bounce play. I teach that on Futures 2.0 on AceFX TV, and then it's followed by a break play when buyers break the high day VWAP here in purple, anchored to the high day. So it makes a new high, let it pull back to our key level. It really consolidates real nicely. And this is the first sign that buyers are 100% back in control. Same thing, we're going to go stop loss below all that consolidation that we just held at the New York VWAP. I want to be a buyer as long as we're above there. So you put a stop loss below there and you scalp it up to high of day, right? Pretty close here. High of day, right to high of day for a nice 1.1R winner. But I'm not looking for massive moves. I'm looking for the next piece of the pie. We're clearly bullish today. I missed this train over here. Let it pull back. I'll catch the next little rip higher. Don't need to catch the entire move. Don't need to be in trades all day. I'm looking to get in when the buyers are in. So one thing could say, rather than buy it back here with a good stop, it's not a bad trade, and then finally get hit over here at 12:50, 11:30 is the entry. You're waiting an hour and 20 minutes to finally get your take profit taken. Or if you wait for the sign of buyers being in, you get your profit in about 10 or 15 minutes because it's more likely ready to go because buyers are back in. Now, there was clean opportunities on ES and NQ. The best one was on NQ today, and I took the ES one. This is my trade here. This is at the same time, but on NQ. This is a different day. I just lied to you. There it is. So this is NQ today, the cleanest setup of the day, which is also why I like my ES long, the way that NQ was looking. So first things first, let's look at the left, the 15-minute. Same idea. The move down here at the open isn't setting in a bearish bias because all it's doing is just retesting this black daily VWAP in a bullish move that we were having overnight. So I'm still looking for longs, and same idea. Buyers step in. That's the first sign to buy it. But notice these circles here. So the first one, the break of opening range high. How I'm saying trading it level to level, because that first break probably doesn't run. It doesn't often run very far, if at all. So let it break the opening range high, confirming that your longs are in, but don't be chasing up there. See if it can pull back, create some better structure, maybe even get a better price. So then it pulls back, and sellers don't take control. Defends it nicely with a higher low, and buyers step back in on that high day VWAP break again. Now the second time getting outside that opening range high, that's when I want to be involved in the move because it's more likely to run then the second time than it is the first, and the bias is just more confirmed with these higher lows and buyers never giving up that control. So same thing, not a stop loss right at current structure, even though it would have been safe. Previous structure back here to give yourself that room in case it's not done retesting that New York VWAP. You still have a chance of holding in. Now let's look at another markup, because this is textbook to the downside. Now, this wasn't a trade today, but just showing you the strategy of the same exact thing. Not chasing the bottom here, as it often doesn't run. But it doesn't mean I don't like the shorts today. I just want to see some better structure be formed and not sell it at the lowest price of the day. See it pull back. Now I know I want my stop loss here. Sellers win that battle and they're stepping back in. Now's the better time to go. The second time around, following these lower highs, in line with the 15-minute trend, everything's good to go. And you're on the right side of this New York VWAP here in black, never wanting to be buying it below it or selling it above it. Let's look at another example here. This was last week, the trade I did take last Tuesday, June 3rd. Same idea. You could have scalped some of that there. It breaks the open range high, doesn't run very far. Let it pull back. Buyers defend it with another nice higher low right off of the New York. Yes, does this one take some time? But what never happens? It never breaks below this New York VWAP. Continuing those higher lows. Buyers are trying to maintain that control above this open range high, and we go and get that next leg of trend that we were looking for. Because clearly the trend is pretty bullish today. I know I want to be a buyer, but when do I want to buy it? I don't want to buy it up here on a random candle. I want to buy it as close to the VWAP as possible before the next move happens, and with a better stop loss and good structure for that stop loss. And like I said, all of this is taught in Futures 2.0 here on AceFX TV. So we went over a few of them that were the bounce play. That's going to be chapter 10 here. Maybe I think this one would be a bounce play, right? There, see how I got in before the break of that purple VWAP? So there's no break there. It's just playing the bounce off of this New York VWAP. Very viable trade. Then you also have the break plays here. Chapter 8 and 9, which are going to be when it actually does break that lower day VWAP there that I don't even have turned on. But plenty of examples like this one. Breaking above that purple VWAP. Buyers are back in. Let's go continue the trend. So while we're here on NQ, let me blow it up a little bit here on the 15 minutes so you can see what I was talking about. If we go to the 15 minute, let's throw back on our daily VWAP from the changeover of day. And we'll bring that back up and turn it black so you guys can see it a little bit better. So when I'm coming into the open and we see that move down of all sellers pretty much below New York. First of all, just a pin to the downside because buyers reclaimed it right away and actually closed us back above the daily. Now looking, it's only Monday, but looking back at last week into the start of today, I still see higher lows being formed. That I'm not really bearish, that I see more potential to the upside than the downside. So as long as we're defending above this VWAP, I want to be a buyer. And same thing on ES. If we go over here, look where you're trying to buy it. Let's go back on that daily VWAP. Clear this drawing here. When you're trying to buy it or sell it at the open, it's sitting right there. Not looking like it's ready to move lower. The trend is actually still very much so. Higher highs and higher lows. Lots of drawings going on, but hopefully you guys get the gist of not fighting the 1 minute VWAPs, but as well as these 15-minute ones as well. Another thing you could have looked at, this is on ES. I think maybe the final markup, we'll go over this one. A break for a new high a day. All above the New York. Nice little pullback, break of high day VWAP. Now it doesn't win by any means. It doesn't extend very far at all, but it does take a while to really lose. It's really not until power hour, and hopefully you're not trading it, does it come down and lose. And it's really not a bad setup. It's a new high day, pull back close to that open range high, that initial balance high back here, and a break of high day. It just kind of ran out of steam at the end of the session. I mean, it's kind of crazy if you look at the whole entire day, top to bottom, it moved 28 points. That's very, very dry. 28 points for ES is very not volatile. So not that you can't find moves within it. Your stop losses are just going to be tighter. Your contract sizes are a little bit larger, but it's very dry. So the fact that we even got some of the move out of it here, buying it off of the New York, buying it off of the New York, buying it off of the New York, and where we did here earlier in that session, buying it off the New York VWAP. There was money to be made in all these little pops, and this is the same idea. Trend just didn't really continue, which wasn't a bad idea to think that it would, because clearly it was showing signs of all buyers, but the lack of follow through, it just dried up at the end of the day. So if that's the loss that you took, I think that's definitely a viable loss. It just didn't really run anymore. It was done moving. One last thing to look at is this midnight open price here at the open when I was also long in it. This is my ES long, right? Long mid-range, stop loss at the low. Let's go take that back higher. This midnight open price, which is the midnight open price Eastern time, when you measure it or just go filtered off of weekdays on a Monday, there's only a 44, let's go to Edgefield here and check, a 44% chance when we open above that price, like we did today, that it would want to go down and retrace to it. So really not the strongest. So going back to here, seeing that the open came in bearish but not follow through and gets back above New York here, I think that's a good sign that it is a good long, because there's not really a strong magnet saying we probably want to go down there. But if it was like an 80% chance or 70 or so percent chance we want to go get that midnight, that could definitely be a tough reason to not take this long, because you have a strong magnet for shorts below you. But today we didn't. So just follow that 15-minute trend, follow the 1-minute view up that buyers are back in, and ride it back in the direction of trend away from that report that probably doesn't want to fill. And it never did the entire session. So hope you guys found value in it. Hopefully you guys will check out the top 1 accounts that I'm trading, because it's really a lot easier when you just simplified of copy trading to multiple accounts. I really only need 1 move, maybe 2 if I lose that first one, right? But just textbook setups today. Hopefully you guys all enjoy these simple drawings that I make to really explain why I don't want to sell it here, why I'm selling it over there, what this yellow one means. And if you're confused by it, always feel free to reach out, but go check out the course. You could get it for free if you just start a free trial. So no harm, no foul. You can actually learn the strategy, then come watch them on the live stream where we take these trades every single day. And when you go to the live streams, you can tune in and ask questions and learn it while you're still going through the course, afterwards, and all that good stuff. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you check out the course. Trade safe, follow the rules, reach out if this doesn't make sense to you and you guys need extra help. I'm always available on stream. We'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.